Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Mindset Matters with Sandra video. And today I'm going to be talking about role playing really on how to handle triggers in the moment and what it means to aim and tap at the same time. Robert talks about this all the time. It's the aiming that's extremely important. Part of aiming is addressing what is, even if it doesn't seem to be relative to the actual trigger, to the actual problem. And I'm going to try to take you step by step of what that process looks like. We're also going to be talking about breathing. Breathing is extremely important. I feel that not only for myself, but also for my clients, breathing is a huge part of it because it does calm the central nervous system down. And it also gives us an opportunity to really come back into the body in a more relaxed way. As far as I'm concerned, when I have my own trigger, and I suggest this as well when I'm having one-on-one sessions with clients, or when they're needing help from me, on the telephone, they'll give me a quick call and, they'll kind of get stuck. One of the things that I like to always say is address the physical body first. Usually when we have an emotion that is very strong, say, for example, anxiety or anger, you're in that trance, you're in that moment, you're afraid, right? There's like a lot of things jumping at you and you feel overwhelmed or overwhelmed just with that anger. So before going into the head area and start analyzing, where did this come from? When did I feel this? And start doing sort of an art of change questions on yourself or trying to analyze, it's really important to just be in the body. Where is the location of the anger that you feel? Is it in your chest, in your stomach? Do you feel it all over? Are you shaking? Notice that, and then put a rating on it from 1 to 10. 1 being that you don't feel it at all, and 10 is that you feel it extremely intense. Sometimes it might even go over 10. So just notice that, right? So once you notice the anger, then you tap on the location of the physicality of where that may be. Then you want to breathe in deeply. I like to suggest breathing in and out from your nostrils, not from your mouth. Of course, if you have breathing problems, you'll just do it the way you feel most comfortable. You certainly don't want to hurt yourself in any form or shape. But I like to do that and get the body where it's just slightly more calm than it was in the very beginning of feeling the intense anxiety or anger. Okay, you want to come in and out of that. Okay, I'm going to role play here in just a little bit. It is vital that when you are practicing FasterEFT that you know how to do this baby step. This baby step is not only foundational because it's going to give you the discipline that you need to be able to evolve, to become more emotionally intelligent, and to be able to take control over your emotions rather than reacting, wanting to either fight another person, responding in a rude way, or avoiding them. Some people just flee, right? Or just standing there not doing anything. Whatever the negative reaction might be, you want to learn how to manage that. That's what we mean by managing and becoming more emotionally intelligent. Okay. Sidebar here. We're not, I always say this all the time, we're not perfect. Sometimes we might respond in a snarky way or whatever. I mean, we're human, right? The important thing is this is not about perfection. This is about progress. Okay. So the second part to this is well, it's not really a second part. It's still aiming. So aiming, what Robert means is you aim at what is happening right at this moment. So even if I'm angry with, say, my adult child and the decisions that they made that are against my values, I'm giving an example, right? I learned of some news, let's just say as an example, that is really unpleasant, and I'm really angry at this moment. I'm going to just notice in my body. I'm going to probably give it put it on a scale from 1 to 10. I actually feel like a 12. And then I'm just going to gently just tap, shift my problem away, and just feel my fingers 2 or 3, I can do this. I can use both hands, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to let it go. Sometimes I even move my eyeballs as I'm tapping, and I can just say, I'm letting it go. It's just okay to let it go. Hold your wrist, doesn't matter which side. Deep breath in, slowly out, and then say peace, right? Again, I'm going to go into my body. Where is the location of that anger that I feel? I'm going to feel it. Okay. Now it's down to an 8, but it's still high, right? Okay. Let it go. It's okay to let it go. It's time to let it go. 5 times 7 is 35, and spelling love backwards is EVOL. Hold your wrist, deep breath in. Peace. So as you can tell, I'm doing different defracs, counting either backwards, say my ABCs, or I'm going to notice maybe all the blue colors in the room that I'm in, or squares, or different shapes, for example. It's just a matter for you to defrag yourself from your actual emotion. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to notice in my body, where is the anger? Well, it was in my chest and kind of stomach area, but I'm not really feeling it as much. Okay, but I'm going to still put it on a rating scale, and then I'm going to tap on that until it goes down significantly. Now that I have significantly lowered the kinesthetic physical reaction of the anger or the anxiety, the next thing I may want to do, if I have the time, is I'm going to notice now. I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper with maybe more open-ended questions. It's like, okay, I'm noticing what my child, the decision that my child has made. And then I might ask the art of change questions, what does this mean to me? What does their decision mean to me? How is this affecting me? All right. What does this remind me of? Or who does this remind me of? What action does this remind me of? And so forth. And then I can start working my way into understanding it. A memory might pop up. It's like, oh, I remember my dad did this to my sister. And so I'm just going to title it, and then I can work on that memory. Okay. I'm not going to go into memory right now and how to work on that. I just wanted to give the steps of what it means to aim and what to do when you are in that trance. Okay, so these are the steps. Outside of being triggered, you still may want to practice becoming aware of your mind. Be the observer of your own mind as if you were on the outside, if that were to make sense. It sounds very Eastern religion and philosophy, because it kind of is, in my opinion. So you may want to just observe your mind, when being in the present moment. Robert calls this direct mindfulness as well. Many times people cannot dissipate what the more kinesthetic reactions, because they want to go directly into the mind, directly into the memory. I have found, at least up until now, and of course, if you're a practitioner and it's been different for you, I would welcome your comments. One of the things I've noticed for myself and for my clients is, again, as I said in the beginning, always going to the kinesthetic reaction first, kind of dissipating that a little bit, and then being able to go into more the subconscious, asking those open-ended questions to see what is being revealed at that point. And of course, if it's a really large trigger, if it's traumatic, you will want to hire an upper level to help you overcome whatever it is that you're, experiencing in a negative way. And the last thing I want to reiterate is that we are not here to avoid triggers. We are here to manage them. We're human, we'll always be triggered. On our daily life, we'll be triggered, whether we're in the car, going to the grocery store, somebody was rude with us, whatever it is, we are going to be triggered. Okay, we're human beings. The second thing is we want to observe our mind, and we want to practice even outside of triggers, just to get a better discipline, a better routine, a better habit. the more you come into becoming aware of yourself and how your mind thinks and what you're experiencing or where your mind goes, what are you producing, what are you creating inside of there, and observing it as a curious mind, that will make it so much easier for you then to work on yourself with FasterEFT. The third thing is, by doing this second one of observing the mind, you automatically are learning how to aim at what is. Because I might be really upset that my adult child made this decision, and I might be feeling overwhelmed. Well, without trying to go back to my child upsetting me or making me angry, I'm going to first back up and I'm going to rewind and address feeling overwhelmed. That is the aim, right? So I'm going to tap on the overwhelm feelings. And I hope that kind of makes sense. And then the third thing or the fourth thing is really use your everyday life to practice this discipline. Once you do, you'll be able to become a master. You'll be able to know exactly what you need to work on. You'll have, less fear of your own triggers, because that's another thing that does arise. People are really afraid of their triggers because, let's face it, it's awful to be triggered. I mean, who wants to be triggered, right? But when you can do the steps that I told you, you'll become more accustomed to yourself. You'll sort of have more compassion for yourself. You'll be able to even learn more to lean into liking and loving yourself, because the practice is a lot about learning to like and love yourself regardless of your foibles and regardless of sometimes some mistakes that can be made or whatever that is, right? You'll be able to be more humble into working on your own stuff. Okay, everyone. So if you have any questions, comment below or ask them below, and make sure to follow me. Subscribe to my channel by also pushing the bell, so that way you get all the notifications of all the videos that I'm going to be coming out with and the content and so forth. And you can follow me on Instagram at mindsetmatterswithsandra. And also I'm on Facebook under Sandra Rojo. You can find me there, and be talking to you all soon. Take care.